All right, talk to us about this beautiful golf course
Mm.
that we have rarely seen in Shadow Creek, host site for the CJ Cup.
Yeah, so we're at the CJ Cup this week in Las Vegas, Nevada, at Shadow Creek, as you mentioned, which is a very exclusive club. They're just outside of the city there. It is a par 72 playing just over 7,500 yards. We last saw this course, if you remember, on TV for the Tiger Woods Phil Mickelson match, which was that 2018 Thanksgiving around
Yeah,
there?
it's 2018.
Yeah. Big match. It was a great course, and it's a beautiful course. We got 78 players, by the way, this week. No cut. So kind of just like a WGC event, we will not have a cut, so you don't have to worry about that. This is a Tom Fazio design. It is an immaculate course in fantastic condition. Some might say it's a desert oasis with foliage and water and things like that you might see in the great state of Georgia where we reside. And you know what? This course is kind of has Augusta National feel to it. That's what Fazio wanted to kind of create. The greens here are bent grass greens. There's a lot of undulation, a lot of contours, not only on the greens, but also into the fairways. But they're not really that difficult fairways to hit. The greens are kind of average size. You got 4 par 5s this week. About 3 of them are gettable. I think par 5 scoring is something we're definitely going to want to look at. You got Bermuda grass fairways and rough. And if it's anything like the Bermuda grass rough that we just came off of at your home course, Champions Retreat, it can be a little bit difficult to say the least. But I still think that, with the elevation and everything else out there, almost any player can, is in it unless it's just some, I don't know, whoever got in for some reason. But I'm definitely looking at the Bombers for sure
Great
this week.
analysis. That's
I don't
fantastic.
think it is going to, yeah, you like that? I don't think that it's going to play all that difficult at all. I still think they're going to score a lot this week. I think that, there are a decent amount of water hazards. About half the holes on this course, water is in place. So that's something to look out for. As far as stats, now, you say great analysis and all that kind of stuff, but we don't have a whole lot on Shadow Creek. This is not a course that these guys play every single year. So I think that, and you go back to the Nut Hut, this is one of the reasons that like a week like this is where the Nut Hut comes in play a lot, because we're going to get caddy information from guys that we hear about, on this course. When they get there, we're going to get more of that later in the week than we have right now, because there's just not a whole lot of write-ups. If you're going to, try to find a whole lot, it's kind of difficult right now, other than just sort of the basics of this course. Par 72, 7,500 yards, 4 par 5s, that kind of stuff. Who designed it? It's immaculate, whatever. I mean, all those stuff I just said is where you're going to get that anywhere. It doesn't matter if you listen to us or whoever. But what you're not going to get is what we're going to get as far as caddy information and things like that later in the week when it comes to how this course is playing, whose style it fits, and things like that. So I think that's important to look out for. But right now, of course, I'm always looking at form. I like ball striking this week. I like distance this week. I like par 5 scoring. I mentioned that. Your past champs here, JT 2019, Brooks 2018, JT 2017, doesn't matter because they were on Jeju Island in Korea somewhere playing the CJ Cup at the 9 Bridges course that really has 8 bridges with 1 metaphorical bridge. So it was a totally different spot. Doesn't matter. So there you go. That's the course breakdown for the CJ Cup at Shadow Creek. DB, what will you add? What little piece of information did you maybe find about the course that I didn't mention?
Way to use metaphorical in a sentence. That was good for you, bud. I actually let me say this, because
Every
our
time, by
buddy.
the way, I do the course breakdown, I feel like the whatever you're looking at as far as what people are chatting it up is like gets like it height. It's like if there was like a spike, like some sort of chart of people chatting, they all of a sudden go into that, and it drives me up the wall because I can see your face.
Yeah.
How
Well,
about they try to find a lot of information on Shadow Creek that costs like $2,000 to play or whatever? Well, it's 500, but it takes forever to get out there. But anyway.
Okay. We do have 5 caddies that are at Shadow Creek this week. We're excited to hear from them. about what they think of the course for sure, because we are all going to pontificate on what we think it's going to play like, as Pat said. And our buddy Marcus Griffin, Nut Hutter and TJ Nut Hut League on DraftKings runner figure outer update guy, did have a sharp thing on caddy info. If you are a member of the Nut Hut, you can set notifications on the Discord caddy info channel so that you just get a notification whenever something is added to the caddy info channel. Very, very sharp there, Marcus. That way we don't have to tweet out a code word. You don't have to catch it. You can just have the notification. Beautiful.
That's good. Thanks, Marcus. Appreciate that.
Yeah. Yep. You're pretty good there. I think it's a good course breakdown. I definitely think that this course is going to play pretty easy from the tee. I'm looking at strokes gained off the tee just in general, but I think it's more about the iron play, the approach play. I've read some things, larger, undulating, fast, bent grass greens that feel like Augusta. So to me, like being able to hit your irons and wedges on the proper tiers of these greens and being able to, hit your targets, control your distance is going to be important.
Maybe proximity.
No, that's a terrible stat. Remember, it is at elevation. Ball's going to travel a little bit further, so the 7,500 yards won't feel like 7,500 for a lot of these players. But I do think it's still a longer course, and I love the Bombers still. So, we do know too that, and I'm going to say this like. Maybe this got posted in the Nut Hut today, but it was a picture, and maybe some Nut Hutters are going to be mad at me for sharing this, but this is actually already information I've seen today on the internet, so don't freak out. But someone in the Nut Hut today posted a picture of the scorecard that is in Shadow Creek's clubhouse for the course record, held by one Dustin Johnson. It's a 65. That he fired from same yardage, basically. Played with Wayne Gretzky that day, his whole father-in-law, and a couple other people I didn't recognize. But so DJ has the course record, obviously in a non-PGA Tour event, but something to think about there. And actually, that's another reminder of inside information delivered to the Nut Hut last week that was not from a caddy, but we had someone local to Vegas who told us that on Wednesday's Pro-Am, Bryson shot a 59, and then that led a bunch of people in the Nut Hut to put a first-round leader bet on him, and then he won first-round leader.
Yeah.
Pretty baller.
What were the odds on that? It had to be pretty short, but I mean,
I think it was like
20 to 1, something like
16 to 1 or something.
16 to
1. Anyway, so I'm looking at putting on bent grass, par 5 scoring, or DraftKings scoring. No cut event, right? 78-man field, no cut event. Scoring in terms of DFS, make birdies, make eagles. To me, give me Bombers over 4 days, guaranteed to play 16 par 5s unless they withdraw. I think I did the math right there. Yes. Give me that. I like the long hitters. It's a drivable par 4 on this course. I think just being more of a, kind of not resort style, but just it's in Vegas. Like it's kind of a destination place. I don't think it's going to be too difficult for these guys off the tee. So I think DraftKings scoring is going to be a big deal for DFS.
I did look at that as well. So
you look like you have something to say.
No, I don't think I do.
Okay.
I have picks to talk about. Yeah.